You know, in these past few years, I've played a lot of games, from classic games to gacha games, and to make it clear, there are many good things inside these games, such as the graphics, the gameplay, and the story. Unfortunately for me, all these aspects died under the greed of the software houses, which promotes the most predatory tactics, loot boxes, or the gacha system. Call it what you prefer. It's just a business model and not a genre, as many people seem to think online. In fact, it is the worst business model. My experience with gacha games started with Azur Lane, which is the classic gacha games like Fate Go or Fire Emblem Heroes. I played the game for almost 2 years very casually, only to collect the different characters. Because I'm a huge fan of Pokemon, this one is one of the main reasons that gacha caught me, because I like the collection aspect of these games. 2 years later, with the arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic, something else came from China, Genshin Impact. The game developed by MiHoYo, a Chinese company based in Shanghai, and thanks to the quarantine around the world, Genshin became the phenomenon everyone knows today. The reason behind this massive success was the AAA graphics, the storytelling, a game which can run on mobile devices, PCs, and consoles with only one account, and most important, an impressive global marketing campaign. Other than that, Genshin Impact was the first AAA gacha games, proving that mobile phone hardware is powerful enough for a console experience. After its release, MiHoYo released Honkai Star Rail and Zone Zero, other games which take the same aspect of Genshin but with different themes. HSR take inspiration from The Legend of Heroes, the JRPG series of Neon Falcon. ZZZ instead reminds me more of Honkai Impact mixed with Splatoon and Persona art style, but the mobile game market is very competitive and profitable. Now there is Wuthering Waves, which is the biggest competitor to the MiHoYo games, with many other gacha games flooding the market at an exponential rate. The gacha system is where the player with in-game currency can obtain a character or a new weapon through a timed gate banner, which allows the players to obtain the object of their desire. Basically an anime slot machine, where if you're lucky you will obtain your favorite new character, or you have to spend money to do it again, or wait for a new rerun of your desired character. Unfortunately, this system is not just in gacha games alone, but it's also present in different games in different forms, for cosmetics, weapons and other items. To make it clear, you can obtain all this stuff just by playing the game, but you have to spend a lot of time grinding endlessly. The system is designed with the purpose of pushing you to spend more money. I understand why these games are very popular. You can download them for free across all your devices. There are big communities around them, with enormous engagement around the various social media platforms. For many young players, Genshin Impact has become their Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, like Roblox or Fortnite. I simply got tired of them. After several years of Genshin Impact and other gachas, I decided to quit many of these games, because I was craving a classic experience without artifact to farming, banners and battle passes. A simple experience which respects me as a player. I'm talking about games like Trails from Zero, Astrobot, IO Live, Robocop, Crosscode, Mafia Remastered. You know, sometimes it's beautiful to play a game without thinking about meta, team composition, which weapon to pull, etc, etc. And not only that, but playing gacha games you get stuck inside this hype loop about a character who can become completely unusable the following year, or even worse, you risk seeing the game being completely shut down to push a new one. And thinking about shutdowns, I have recently replayed Halo Reach, Ice Combat 7 and Sleeping Dogs, all great games. Even though in my opinion, these games help me remember that video games are a hobby, not a job, because playing games with dailies is no different from a job where you have to check your goddamn emails. In the course of these years, I've changed much like any other person. With time, the free-to-play games and the anime casino structure no longer resonate with me. I'm getting older now, and I want to have more meaningful experience with people who respect me and my time. Crosscode and Trails from Zero have helped me to understand super cool animation and amazing graphics don't make a game a great game, especially when everything is bloated to push microtransactions. Gacha games are games to make investors happy, and instead of piss off many players. But there will always be people who like the story and the lore. I respect this because everyone is free to do whatever they want with their free time. But for me, my experience with this kind of games ends here. And now there are many new games to play. I want to play Clair Obscur, Trails in the Sky, Hollow Knight, Alabaster Dawn, the remake of Halo Combat Evolved, Tokyo Extreme Racing, Forza Horizon 6, Yakuza Kiwami 3, and many other games. Game developed with the player experience in mind, which respect us players, without a system designed to squeeze money from our bank accounts. Just because video games are a luxury doesn't mean we have to accept every single predatory tactics decided by the big corporation. But not only that. Like many of you, I have other passions and goals to achieve. This YouTube channel, developing a healthy lifestyle, reading more manga and novels, and developing other skills. Basically, I like video games, but like any other hobby, they can be very dangerous and time wasters, with the risk of damaging ourselves and our relationships. So, what I want to remember is that a hobby is beautiful when it helps us to improve as an individuals, not worry us about pulling for the next waifu. That doesn't help you to improve your life. And come on, if you want a waifu, play Rangakura. Trust me, it's far less expensive. Yeah, there is a gacha, and thanks God is a Japan only exclusive, or I will be cooked. Thank you for watching, ciao ciao, see you in the next one.